Carbonites, welcome back to the Ark dev kit. Welcome back to our mod. So we're doing another mod update because I've been working very hard on this, and I've done quite a lot since the last time you guys saw it. So much that I've even come up with a name for it. So the name is Call of the Wild. I thought that was pretty cool, seeing as we place this device in the world and then it calls the wild dinos. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I'm not going to bother going through all of the logic because, as you can see, it's grown quite a bit bigger than the last time you saw it. So I just want to show you basically what it's all the features I've got added in. So we'll jump straight into the test. And I think that's going to be the best way to show you what our current state of the mod. So let me spawn in a bunch of stuff because we're going to need it. Okay, so as per request, I did change the model. So now we're using the tech generator. And I think it looks a lot better. I changed the lights as well. I made them red so they're not exactly the same as the actual tech generator. And then later on we can do a custom model for it. But for right now, I really want to just get it up and running. So here's where we stand. We can show the range. I've changed the look of it. Honestly, I don't really like it 100%, but it'll do for now. And obviously we can change all the spawn distance and all that sort of stuff as well. So if we start this up, it there they are. It spawns in a bunch of dinos. So these are all the level 1 dinos here. You can see they're all aggressive now, even like dodos. I can't wait for you guys to try this out. I'm gonna wreck a lot of people's bases with this mod. It's gonna be awesome. Have you guys whinging at me that I destroyed your base? Okay, so you can see up the top there it says assault ended, difficulty 1. So that's just something I added in. So when you've killed all the dinosaurs, it knows and it says wave complete. Now it also automatically adjusts your the wave depending on what level you are. So to get like if we were to run this again, it'll just spawn in another level 1 wave. But if we level up to level 10, which is the lowest you can be to receive a difficulty 2 wave. So you'll see there, creatures summoned, difficulty 2. So now what we're going to see is creatures from the first wave and the second wave, or it'll basically it'll purchase dinos from both. So the compies are from the second wave. Let's see if we've got, yeah, see there's a dodo, so it purchased that from the first difficulty. It's hard to judge like if this is going to be doable while you're actually like playing the game, because the idea is you build this thing as fast as you can, because you want it to sort of make the I don't know, the game a little bit more difficult. But I don't like, it's hard to judge it in here. Because a lot of these little guys are actually, like, especially the monkeys, they're a fucking pain in the ass. Because they throw shit at you, which slows you down, you can't see, and then you just get annihilated. Okay, so another thing I wanted to show you, I'm going to take off the, take off God mode. and take off infinite stats. This is the very last thing that I was working on, and I really wanted to get this part done before I gave you an update. So I wanted a fail-safe that if my mod was that OP and it was just wiping the floor with you, because like say it spawns in a bunch of alpha T-Rexes, they wipe your base and they kill you. They will literally just sit there constantly spawn camping you, just griefing you. So I wanted to come up with a way that if the player died too many times, it would cancel the wave. And that's pretty much what I've done. So we're gonna spawn this up again. This time I'm gonna let these guys kill me. So you can see the dinos, like, they don't bother that dodo because he's a wild one. They totally ignore him, and any wild dinos ignore these dinos. Okay, so you can see up there, assault ended, difficulty 2. So what happened is I died, which removed a buff that I had placed on the character, and then that sent a message to all the dinos and destroyed them all. So they've all disappeared. So they won't be wandering anywhere. Also, the dinos that I spawn in, they cannot be tamed, and they don't take any trank damage, or torpor damage. So you can't knock them out, and you can't tame them. So I just wanted to make that clear to everyone. Don't try and tame these things. Okay, so let's go into the graph. Okay, so let's have a look. This was the very latest section that I've been working on. So we have an event that starts as soon as the generator is placed. So as soon as that's placed, it triggers everything in this line. Basically, it's adding the buff to the player, which isn't really used at the moment, but for future development, I think it's going to be useful, so I've got that. This one here, we have an event that gets cast when the player spawns, and all it does is it checks to make sure it's the character that owns that structure, and we set that up here. So as soon as the player places it, it basically stores that as the owning team. And then every time we respawn, it checks it against our original one to make sure they're the same, and then it applies that buff. So that's not in use at the moment. Like, it's not really going to do anything because all it's doing is applying that buff, and the buff doesn't do anything. It's empty. So, but yeah, for future development, that's going to be good. Now, this one here is the fail-safe. So when the character dies, we make sure it's the same team, and if it's true, it loops through all the dinos that are currently alive and then kills them. So that's basically how that works. But what I'm going to do is I'll make it so if you die like 3 times in the wave, then it'll kill them all off. Because I don't want it to be too easy where you can just get killed and then that's it, your base is safe. I want it to be like you get a chance to redeem yourself. So yeah, that's it. And I've got all the dinos in now. Where is that fucking array? Here it is. This is the only instance of it, so it's very hard to find. So I've got 90 creatures in here. And I've got some really cool things that we can try later on. I've put in a couple more hooks that I can use to create custom groups and custom events. So, say this one here, this is the alpha deathworm. So this has the exotic tag. So what I can do is I can do like a 1% chance that you'll get all exotics, and all I have to do is pull out everything that has this exotic tag to it. Or I can do alphas, and I've done a custom raid group which uses like the UT and the Daedon, because they're like support utility dinos. So it sort of, you know, feels like a raid. Yeah, so it's going to be pretty good. Now there's still a couple of bugs, like the rock golems, they spawn in rock form, and they won't attack the player until you get close to them or you shoot them. So there's a couple of creatures like that. The Megalosaurus, they're always sleeping, the fucking bastards. So I'm not quite 100% sure. Actually, I can show you my. So this is basically how I built my data, and I've got some notes here on the creatures. Yeah, so the baryonyx, they spawn with no aggro, and I'm not 100% sure what that is. The death worms are invisible for some reason. They're like, you can kill them, but they're invisible. So yeah, that's fun. They're not in the kit yet, although we're expecting an update very, very soon. So I'll be able to throw those in. Yeah, these guys are sleeping. These guys spawn in underground, and they won't attack you until you get close to them. Yes, and I've noticed all the insects, it's like they don't spawn in until you move close to them. I think it's like a performance thing, because they're usually in a large group. So I've noticed it with the Meganera as well. So I might have to actually remove them from this altogether. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, and the Thylers. The Thylers are actually, they're walking sideways. That's a thing. Yeah, the fucking Thylers are walking sideways for some reason. So yeah, that's basically everything. I don't think there was anything else I wanted to show you. Whenever I do an update, it feels like I haven't done shit. But I've actually done a lot of work on this. And we're really, really close. The last thing I want to do is just convert this from a button to a timer. So basically it runs off every 4 to 7 days in game. Basically, it'll trigger a wave instead of clicking on it every time you want a wave. So that's the last thing I'm going to do, and then I'm going to upload it to Steam and ruin some people's bases. It's going to be awesome. And then we can tweak all the values and that sort of thing after that. So the way the waves work is we will basically, it's going to spawn in. It'll grab anything from its current wave and 3 waves lower. And I did that because some of the waves, they only have 1 dino in them. And I didn't want it to be like just those guys. Like, I think it's like wave 15 or something. It's like all it is aloes or something like that. So I didn't want to do that. And I think this will create more varied waves as well. You're not going to see the same creatures all the time. I ran a simulation for about 30 different waves on the hardest difficulty, and like I only ran into the same waves probably a couple of times, like 2 or 3 times, which was pretty good considering. Let's have a little bit of fun. Let's just we'll increase this to level 20. So that's the hardest difficulty. And we'll save, compile. And get ruined. So it'd be interesting to see what it actually gives us on the first wave. Alpha Wyvern and an Alpha Rex. Oh, Jesus. Alright, let's do a couple of cheap kills here. Because that'll take me years to kill that. Yeah, this is the type of stuff you have to look forward to. Alright, let's try it again. We got a rock golem. 2 rock golems. Yeah, so they suck. And like in the test, it's not a big deal because they're only spawning just there. But I imagine, you know, people are going to build fairly big bases with big walls and stuff, and they're going to be spawning fairly far away, and they'll never get aggroed. And if the creatures don't die, if they don't get killed, the wave will never end. So that's something I'm worried about, is these ones that don't aggro the player. Everything else is fine. It doesn't matter how far away it spawns. They will aggro the player and come towards them. Alright, what do we got this time? 2 Alpha Rexes. I have no idea what spawned in. Oh, a Giga. Holy shit. So yeah, I'm gonna wreck people's bases with this. This is gonna be really, really good. Can't wait. All right, I think we might just leave it there. I don't think there's anything else I wanted to. No, that's it. Yeah. So the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna convert this to a timer, and then I'm gonna put it up on Steam, and then I'm actually gonna start a new Ark series with this mod. Just as a filler series while we're waiting for Anu's mod, which is called Zoology now. So after he gets that to a playable state, we'll start that series. But for now, I'm going to start a short Ark filler series with this mod. I think it's going to be really fun. Set a couple of challenges for us, and yeah, I think it'll be good. So that's going to do it, guys. I hope you are excited for the mod. Hope you're excited for the series. Stay tuned for more. As always, don't forget to lead your targets, and I'll see you next time.